Okay, so I'm going to want you to go ahead and copy my notes into your math notebook. So 8.3 evaluating expressions. So what we're going to do is we're going to add on another layer. Today's lesson, you're going to see brackets as well as parentheses. So when you evaluate or solve problems like this, you are first going to solve inside of the parentheses. So parentheses and brackets, the only difference is we have brackets so that we don't end up with two sets of parentheses. So that's really the only difference. It's still grouping. So you're first going to solve what's inside your parentheses. So if I were to highlight this, right, inside of your parentheses, this is what I am going to evaluate or solve first. So it is 16 times 3.5. Now I have to do some work on the side because I can't do this mental math. So 16 times 3.5. And again, take a look at our prior notes if you've forgotten how to multiply whole numbers and decimals. So when we multiply whole number and decimal, we multiply as normal. Don't forget to add in your decimal point. And then what we do is we're going to solve it just like a regular multiplication problem. And then at the very end, we will add in our decimal point. Okay, so 6 times 5 is 30. 5 plus 3 more is 8. My placeholder is 0. And now I'm going to multiply my numbers on top by the 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Regroup the 1. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. And then I add 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I have one number, if you can recall this, I have one number to the right side. Oops, there's my little highlighter. I have one number to the right of my decimal point. I am going to add, I'm going to start here and I'm going to add one number to the end of my decimal point, or to the end of my answer. So it's going to scoot over 1. So there's my decimal point. So my answer is whole number 56. Okay. All right. So I don't have any variables in this instance, right? I'm evaluating with numbers. So I've evaluated or solved this part here. So 16 times 3.5 is 56. Now, as I talked about before, I don't need my parentheses anymore because I've solved within the group of numbers here, right? I still have a bracket. I'm going to hold on to my bracket. I'm still going to copy everything I see up above. 0.25 and bracket plus 1 minus 100. Now, the second step here. So I solve inside of the parentheses first. Then I evaluate inside of the brackets. Okay, so brackets are the square parentheses. So this is now, again, this is grouping, right? This is now what I'm going to solve. So now I am dividing 56 by 25 hundredths. So again, I'm going to come down here and this is 56 divided by 0.25. Now we cannot divide, if you remember, by a decimal. I have to get rid of the decimal. So I'm going to scoop this 2 times to the right to make it a whole number 25. 1, 2. In essence, I'm multiplying this number by 100. If I multiply by 10, and then I multiply by another 10, 0.25 becomes 25 if I multiply it by 100. So whatever I do here, I have to do on the inside. I have to keep these equal. So 56 times 100, right? I just count my zeros here. If I scoop 2 times to the right, I scoop 2 times to the right. Now I have nothing to scoop, so I have to annex zeros. Remember that annexing? So the 56 was my original number. If I have to scoop 2 times, 1, 2, right? There's my decimal now. Okay, so now I have 25 dividing into 5,600. So 25 does not go into 5. 25 goes into 56. So if I think about quarters, I know 2 quarters makes 50 cents. So that is times 2. 25 times 2 is 50. And then I do my subtraction. 56 minus 50 is 6. 6 is smaller than 25. I bring down my 0. 25 goes into 60 again 2 times because 25 times 2 is 50. I'm going to subtract. That leaves me with 10. 10 is smaller than 25. Here's my last 0. I'm going to bring that down. 25 goes into 100 4 times. Okay, so there is my answer, 224. So 25 hundredths divides into 56 224 times. Now that I've evaluated this, I don't need the brackets anymore because I've solved that. I'm going to bring this information down. Plus 1 minus 100. Okay, my next step. I am multiplying and dividing from left to right. Now, please remember, you're still using the order of operations. This problem does not have multiplication and division, so I don't have to worry about that, right? My next steps here would be to add or subtract. I'm still going in the order of addition. So if I see addition first, I'm going to do that, but in order from left to right. Now, this example, of course, has only one addition and one subtraction. But if there was additional adding here, you add first, right? So keep true to your order of operations. But it's just if you have more than one set of addition or more than one set of subtraction, you want to do it in that order. Okay, so I'm at addition. Multiply and divide, there's none. Add and subtract from left to right. Okay, so what I do first is I need to add, right? That comes before subtraction. Here is my add. 224 plus 1 is 225, right? Okay, so I've evaluated that. I'm going to bring down my minus 100. Now I can solve. 225 minus 100 is 125. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and go into a PolyPad. You're going to have 2 practice problems. You're going to follow these steps, so you don't have any variables you have to work with. The only thing we're adding would be our brackets. So remember, you want this to look like an upside down triangle when you're done. Evaluate one step at a time based upon your parentheses and then your brackets, and also follow your order of operations. All right, good luck, and I will see you guys soon.